Bas, thanks very much for joining us here in Amsterdam. It would be good to get your perspective, I guess, from Savills in terms of the general outlook at the moment for the market here.
Yeah, so what we see is clearly a polarization in the market taking place. Some asset classes better preferred than the others. It has been quite a lot of headwinds throughout the wider sector, and now we see some stabilization going on. Some of them more preferable than others. Still a lot of uncertainty, but we do see a lot of, at least relaxation in terms of where the financial turmoil is going to. Occupancies in offices, people are getting back. Logistics, I would say rental growth, main thing of opportunities. And in the living sectors, the demographics really pushing demand, although we have to suffer a lot of headwind with regards to regulatory stuff and construction costs still being extremely high in today's environment.
Let's drill down a little bit into that living side. Yep. Plainly, in terms of the fundamentals, huge undersupply in the market. So I suppose, what are we seeing there, and how long do you think this uncertainty is likely to last? Because I guess the demand would suggest that there is a big opportunity for both domestic and international investors.
Sure. So I do think that, today it's a big question mark with political uncertainty due to elections coming up. But the underlying numbers are, we need more resi in a very small country with limited space to build. So this causes scarcity. So overall, I think finding the right product, but also having better product brought to the market, new products, but also better spatial zoning in the Netherlands could help out solving these issues. And where do the international investors come in, together with domestic investors, institutional investors, private investors, is to service the particular demand we were now lacking. Students, starter homes, seniors. So these are the main topics, I would say, that are crucial to get the kind of the machine running again. Whereas, let's say, typical straightforward resi is there. I mean, we have over 8 million households in the Netherlands. The amount of resi is there, but it's not fit for the right purpose right now. So I think that if we can solve that issue, then we have a more normalized situation than we have today.
And in terms of the transactions market, obviously across Europe, yep. There's been a pause whilst buyers and sellers work out where the values are. Are you seeing exactly the same thing here in the Netherlands? Yep. And are there transactions taking place? And if so, what's driving those?
Yeah, so what we do see is in the income producing assets, those are being traded mostly to private investors, so private money buying those assets. Yields have gone up for sure, and typically private investors have an aim to buy, not to hold, but to privatize those portfolios or properties they're buying. Levels close to 75% of a vacant possession value. So your market value, it has to come down according to that price level, and then you have some margin to, in time, privatize. Maybe upgrade the properties, ESG, but also improvement of the quality of kitchens and bathrooms, what have you, and then sell off to private individuals. That's kind of a strategy that has been actively been pursued by many private investors for decades onwards, but it becomes more relevant as regulation kind of forces them to have this strategy done in a wider perspective. Yeah.
Great, really interesting to catch up on the market here in the Netherlands. Thanks very much, Bas.
Always a pleasure.